Hi, I'm Rhonda with Strategic Tax Problem Solvers. The question I get a lot of times is I can just call the IRS on my own and I can work out a payment or plan or arrangement on my own. So why should I pay your company to do it for me? Well, there's a number of reasons, but here's three that I like to give. So, one of the reasons why you would want to use a tax resolution specialist to handle this is because one, it prevents there being procrastination. No one wants to deal with the IRS. No one likes dealing with the IRS, and the process, quite frankly, is very slow. So, when you're dealing with the IRS, a lot of times you're communicating sometimes by letter, sometimes you have to just wait and call, and that can take time to get a live person on the phone. Sometimes I've been on for 2 hours with the IRS person. And in your day to day life, and you're thinking about the time that it's going to take to either call the IRS, wait for the correspondence, you're not going to want to deal with it. So it creates the opportunity for there to be procrastination. And the worst word in dealing with the IRS is delays on our part or on us as the taxpayers' part, because then it leads to us being in situations where we're getting levies or garnishment of wages or something super negative that we don't want. So when you work with a specialist, then you're ensuring that your case is being promptly handled and that you're not wasting your own time doing it. Another reason why you want to work with a tax problem specialist is that you're ensuring that you're not going down the route of a collection process that you may not qualify. You hear on TV all the time, you get an offer, settle your debt, pennies on the dollar, right? Well, there are qualifications that are required for that. Everyone, they're not just handing out offers to everyone. There's a lot of paperwork. It can take 2 years, even more, to get it done. So in that time, the time that they're allotted to collect your debt is paused. So if you go down this road of trying to settle and you don't qualify, then you've wasted time, and that time just gets tacked on to the end of their collection process. So now this debt that you're dealing with that might have shortened in time is now expanded because you've gone down a route that you just don't qualify for. So what we do is we make sure that if we're going to go that route for you, that our chances of you getting that are extremely high. We never, ever, ever offer a settlement option to someone that we know that it's just not going to work for. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Another reason why you would want to work with a tax resolution specialist is because we are going to make sure that we're getting you the best possible outcome. When you call on your own, like we talked about in the first reason, you're probably at work or just getting in from work, and it's just not really, it's important to you because it's a thing looming over your head, but it's not something that you can take the time to really negotiate. And then what are you negotiating? You don't necessarily know the rules. You don't know your rights as a taxpayer. You don't know when you can challenge it, when you can appeal it, when you can escalate it, all those different things. And so a lot of times when people are on the phone with the IRS and they tell them, hey, this is all we've got for you, they don't know that there's other options. So working with a resolution specialist, we understand your rights as a taxpayer. We fight for those rights as a taxpayer. And as a result of that, we get you the best possible situation, whether that's an offer, whether that's a full pay installment, whether that's a partial pay installment where you're paying back, but you're paying on the terms of what you can afford. And so we look at all that. We do a deep dive into your financial situation so that we're able to go and take that information on your behalf and fight for you to get the best outcome. So those are some of the reasons why working with a resolution specialist is the way to go. So if you're someone that's owing over $10,000 in debt, definitely if you're in the situation where you have a lien or levy, which means you're probably over $50,000 in debt, then working with someone who really knows the ins and outs of working with the IRS and fighting for you, it's going to be the best option for you to get the best outcome.